Cast your mind back to 2010. Ireland is playing a crucial World Cup playoff. Thierry Henry blatantly handles the ball, setting up the goal that knocks the Irish out. The referee misses it completely. Months later, Frank Lampard rips a shot for England against Germany that clearly crosses the line, but it's never given. These are the kinds of nightmares that finally dragged a reluctant FIFA into the video age. They introduced the Video Assistant Referee, or VAR. The mission was minimum interference, maximum benefit. It was supposed to quietly catch the obvious howlers and make people trust the officiating again. By the time the most recent World Cup concluded, the data showed the system was actually working as designed. Studies put its accuracy rate at roughly 98%. But that 98% figure was the start of a nightmare for the sport. While the machine was busy getting the calls right, fans across the globe were busy accusing FIFA of rigging the entire tournament. Accuracy didn't end the arguments. It started the biggest one in the history of the game. Chasing a cold, black-and-white standard of perfection overlooked a vital truth. Being technically right is not the same thing as being good for the game. The breakdown begins with a flaw baked into the system's design. VAR is strictly limited to reviewing goals, penalties, mistaken identity, and straight red cards. Crucially, it is never allowed to hand out a standard yellow card. This creates a trap. If a referee is called to the monitor and sees a clear yellow card offense, they have no middle gear. They must either do nothing or upgrade the foul to a game-ruining red card. This logic failure torpedoed Switzerland in their quarterfinal against Argentina. The referee couldn't simply rescind a soft yellow card. Instead, the system forced a transfer of the penalty to Briel Embolo, reducing the Swiss to 10 men. Swiss coach Murat Yakin evaluated a system that is structurally unable to produce a sensible answer and summarized the situation in one word: unacceptable. Then there is the time machine problem. FIFA insists an attacking phase has no fixed time or distance limit, meaning VAR can reach back indefinitely to find a reason to invalidate a goal. In a round of 16 match, Egypt scored what should have been a stunning second goal against Argentina. VAR pulled it back for a foul that had happened 17 seconds earlier and 100 yards away at the opposite end of the pitch. Because a human still has to choose where an incident starts and ends, the technology doesn't provide certainty. It just creates a new, hyper-technical thing to argue about. Video also distorts the judgment it's supposed to assist. Research shows that viewing an incident in slow motion produces harsher sanctions than viewing the same tackle at normal speed. By dragging an official to a monitor and showing him a challenge frozen and crawling frame by frame, the tackle looks more malicious than it was in real time. It nudges referees toward red cards they would never have shown at full pace. But the cost isn't just measured in cards. It's measured in the death of joy. The magic of football is the moment the ball hits the net and an entire stadium erupts at the exact same instant. VAR murders that spontaneity. Now, when the ball hits the net, everyone just freezes. Players hesitate to celebrate, and fans glance at the referee, holding their breath. The crowd is forced to wait for an official in a booth hundreds of miles away to sign off on their emotions. Chasing perfection has sanded the soul out the sport, replacing a billion-person explosion of joy with a hollow, joyless kind of being correct. This loss of joy left a vacuum that was quickly filled by suspicion. It birthed the Vargentina conspiracy theory, where millions of people became convinced that the system was being used to fix matches for Lionel Messi. The paranoia was so intense that FIFA changed its review procedures mid-tournament. They abandoned their centralized control room in Dallas and scrambled to install dedicated officials inside every remaining stadium. While FIFA's refereeing chief, Pierluigi Collina, defended the standard of the officiating, the mid-flight overhaul told a different story. FIFA understood in real time that confidence in the system was collapsing. There is little incentive for FIFA to eliminate these friction points. The global debate fueled by controversial calls translates directly into engagement and profit. Every disputed review dominates the headlines and trends across the planet. VAR hasn't just influenced matches, it has become a reality show drama that keeps the World Cup at the center of the internet's attention. FIFA built a machine to make its showpiece unimpeachable, Instead, they built the one thing capable of making everyone doubt everything. In the end, the technology worked almost flawlessly, and that turned out to be the problem.